Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, and Dillian White, the whole debacle. Let's go to it. Tyson Fury states, Hearn, Joshua, worst damn businessmen in history. Today they lost 90 million. Now, I know I mentioned this on another video, and I want to cover this particular part because I don't think I did it in depth. So I think I owe it to you guys to discuss this, okay? Tyson took to Instagram on Wednesday to express his displeasure with Anthony Joshua's apparent refusal to accept step-aside money to allow Alexander Usyk fight for supreme supremacy in the heavyweight division. Fury claimed that Joshua and Hearn, whose company promotes the British superstar, turned down a package worth $90 million to step aside. The unbeaten WBC heavyweight champion didn't elaborate on how Joshua's decision to decline the step-aside offer amounted to $90 million misstep. He stated, I had to do this video. A smiling Fury said, Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua have got to be the worst damn businessmen in history. Today, they lost $90 million. Goddamn sons of bitches. Crazy ass. The purse bid for Fury's mandated title defense against the WBC's interim champion Dillian White was postponed again. It will be today, and I will stand and tell you guys when I find out that and counterpunch appropriately. Now, okay. Let's see. $90 million step-aside money. So, first off, I think it's a long shot. This is what Tyson Fury's talking about. He's talking about the idea of splitting that amount of money with Anthony Joshua to fight in Saudi Arabia. Okay. And Tyson Fury's to the point where his thing is, hey, Joshua, take the step-aside money. You'll make more money, overall, because if he takes the step-aside money, that is, what, $20 million. And then he gets to fight for, like, $75 million or something like that. I think it's $75 million that he would get or whatnot, which is worth $90 million. But it was on the promise that he would beat Alexander Usyk if they fought. Well, for one thing, there's no guarantee that Tyson Fury will beat Alexander Usyk because he's never been in there with a guy like that and vice versa. Okay, so it's a fight just is definitely unpredictable. You could choose and rate Tyson Fury on his last performance against a guy that fights totally different from any other guy that we've probably ever seen in the history of fighting. You can do that if you want to. But Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua are not going to do that, and rightfully so, because they know, okay, if I take your deal, how do I know you're even going to honor that same amount of money when you split it down the middle? How do we know that? They might, if they're fighting with Dillian White over a split, what you think they'll do if they beat Alexander Usyk? Because at that point, he will no longer be a factor. And then what Tyson Fury does, if he beats you, he's going to look at the person that person beat, and therefore he's conquer over those two. So he may not look at Anthony Joshua the same. He just may not. And because he may not, that means he doesn't have to respect anything, even though he put his name and signature and John Hancock, all that stuff, at a certain point. That doesn't mean that he's going to fight. It doesn't. It doesn't mean that he's going to be a man of his word. It doesn't mean any of that shit because Tyson Fury's his words are this: I will forever change each and every day, each and every week. How I feel is how I'm going to feel on that particular day. So at the end of the day, okay, him calling Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn the worst businessmen. No, I just think his frustration is when they wanted Joshua to go this way and he went that way instead. And I think that's what's bothering Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury thought in his mind, like, you know what? I will fight a tune-up. I will wait, and then fight Usyk or whatever. I'll fight Usyk and I can beat Usyk and this, that, and the other. And we can do this mega fight. or it could mean this. It could mean that him and Usyk were going to make 90 million. In that case, I don't think he was referring to that because that has nothing to do with Joshua and Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn just turned that deal down, not saying that that would be more lucrative down the way. I'm not saying any of that. But there is no guarantee if Anthony Joshua took that particular fight, took that step aside money. It's no, you don't know if Tyson Fury people would have beat Alexander Usyk. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury calling Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua the worst businessmen in boxing. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.